So, good morning, everyone, or good evening, and welcome to Yoga Therapy. Today, we are working with the lower back and empowerment, the third chakra, the Nabi point, where 72,000 channels of energy flow out of. It's a very important center for us as yogis. We're going to be working a lot with Parshbot, the side body, today to get into the quadratus lumborum in particular, which is an area that links the lower back to the hips through side bend movements. Very important. A lot of lower back pain from there. We're also going to work with the core and forward bends, which also is important. All right, so just finding your feet to begin with. You're going to bend your knees and look at your feet. And inhale, opening up. We'll also be doing lots of back arches in the next 2 weeks. Exhale, bend the knees, feel the feet. Inhale, open the back, the front body. Start arching the spine. So you can make this a bit more pronounced than maybe we normally do in our class, just a bit more of a back arch. Notice the difference between that extension and flexion of the spine. Inhale from the chest to the belly. And exhale, belly to chest. Just going to let someone else in who's trying to get in. You can start to make that a little bit bigger. If you like, arms a little higher. There's been some research done on power posing and how these kind of open chest movements make us feel more courageous, more powerful, and this has been used for many years in this tradition of yoga for increasing a sense of power or courage. So the day you kind of feel like this in your body and your mind, if you put your body into a position that's more open, your mental state might follow. Back arches are also used for depression. So they help open us to joy. And inhale, bringing the arms up. Interlock the fingers or palms together. Some of you will have your arms at a different place with shoulder injuries. And you're going to inhale, arch the spine back. And exhale, round the spine, drawing the belly in. Inhale, arching the spine. Stretching the front body. Exhale, stretching the back body. Rounding the spine, drawing the belly in. Just doing that movement. Just notice which movement is easier for you, the back or the front movement. So is it easier for you to arch your spine or to bend your spine forward? And just finishing up, bringing the hands to the heart. Just going to do some sun breathing from the heart, visualizing the sun at the heart. Inhale, arms at the sides, feeling the radiance of the sun in all directions. And exhale, oming to the center, gathering up that light. Ooh. Do this in your own time. It doesn't have to be with me. Just notice the length of your breath this morning. Inhale, feeling that radiance all around you. Exhaling, gathering up that light to the source deep in the heart. When you're ready, just finding your asana-s, your even standing pose. Release the hands down. Inhale, bring the arms to the front. Arch the spine. And exhale. Just bend forward slightly, rounding the spine. I'm bending my knees to protect the spine as I do that, but you don't have to. Inhale, arching the spine. And exhale, rounding the spine, drawing the belly in from the pelvic floor up to the belly button. This is the mula, or the root. We often just call it the core in the West. Yoga, it's called the mula, our root, from the pelvic floor up, and it actually includes the legs and feet, that root. This is really activating the multifidus muscles as you move your arms front and up. So when working with lower back pain in yoga therapy, sometimes we're just moving the arms to activate the back. So if you ever have a lot of lower back pain, you can just try lying on the ground and just moving one arm at a time. You can do that if you have one side of your back bothering you, just working on one side at a time. I'm just gonna make sure you're all muted. Okay, we're good. When you're ready, try to the sides. And notice how this works a bit more the upper back when the arms go to the sides. So in this tradition of yoga therapy, we use the arms to the side to work more the upper back, and arms to the front use the lower back. And I'm adding that back arch today. A bit more work with the whole spine. Again, this is more upper back. And when you're ready, just one more time, bringing the arms to the front. Just notice the difference in the feeling of the spine. If you want, you can put your fingers in that little space just beside the spinal column. And you can feel actually the multifidus muscles activating as you do that. It's kind of a neat feeling. All right, when you're ready, you're going to inhale, come up on your toes, arms to the sides. And exhale, arms coming down the sides, and then try with your arms in front. Inhale, come up. Now this is harder when you're coming on the toes, so you can skip that part if you like. Now I've got my legs straight when I'm coming down now. You can bend the knees for therapeutic reasons. Pausing between inhale and exhale. And you can even add a back arch at the top, but that's pretty hard to do when you come up on the toes. So I'm going to skip that part today, but you could try to do that. You could always interlock your fingers at the top or palms together. And just finishing up, doing this as spinal movement meditation. Hands at the heart. Maybe one hand at the heart and the other at the belly. If you can, inhale into the chest and then into the belly. Exhale, draw the belly in. Chest falls. Inhale into the chest and into the belly. Feel how the back arches as you inhale. Exhale, draw the belly in. The chest falls. Feel how the back slightly rounds during that exhale. So during the day, you're always doing these two movements of the spine. Lower back pain, notice which movement of the spine causes you relief or pain. So which one gives you relief? Is it the forward bend or the back bend? When I'm working with someone one-on-one, I'm starting where there's comfort and moving to where there's presently discomfort, step by step. And just finishing up, we're going to move into some side movements now. Inhale, arms coming up. You can come up onto the toes or not. And exhale, coming to your left, keeping up on the toes if you like. And then I like to come down at the end of the exhale so I can get into that quadratus lumborum a bit more, that side of the hip into the lower back. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, keeping up on the toes, stretching to the side. Stay there or come down and bring your hip out so that you can get into those QLs. Big stabilizers of the spine that often get compressed and lead to back spasms. This pose is particularly good for scoliosis, but any other imbalance of the two sides of the spine. So we're doing lots of Parshbot today, side movement. Your arms can be anywhere. You can hold opposite elbows, arms at the sides, no arms at all again. Adjust the arms to comfort for your neck and shoulders. Staying on your left now, perhaps bringing your left foot over your right. I'm going to change the position of my arms to hold opposite elbows because I can get into my hip and lower back better that way. So just see how that works for you. Now, if possible, try not to rotate forward here. See if you can align. But again, you don't want to force alignment. So if it doesn't feel good in your body to do that, just let your body be in its natural spot. So I'm going to play with that a little bit myself. Inhale, opening, and exhale, relaxing forward, and just feeling how that affects my hip and lower back on the right side for you. I'm mirroring you. And when you've done around 6 breaths, going to the other side, I'm crossing the feet, bending to the other side as you exhale, stepping the right foot over the left. I'm breathing here. Feeling that in your left hip, lower back, maybe sticking that hip out. This one is great for balancing the hips. That crossing of the feet really adjusts. One hip is higher than the other, and that can cause lower back pain. Inhale here, exhale, release. Find your samastiti and notice if you feel a bit more balanced in your feet now than before. Okay, the next Parshbot pose we're going to do is Parshbot Uttanasana, one-sided forward bend. So bringing your left foot forward and your right foot back. I'm going to move with those arms in front if possible, really working the lower back. Inhale, arms in front. Exhale, forward bend. Now you might come with your hands to a chair at this point, drawing the belly in. You might bend that front knee. You might have blocks that you come to. Just finding your pose this morning might be different than it usually is. Inhale, coming up. Now, if this is too much for your spine, just drag your hands up your leg and exhale, release your hands down. We're just going to take this easy. It's the morning, so you might be a little stiff. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, extending up and out. Draw the belly in from the pelvic floor up to the belly button. As you come forward, release the neck and shoulders at the end of the exhale. And then inhale, coming up, hinging from the hips. Move the arms first. This is a back arch as you inhale. And exhale, release. Please modify according to your individual needs. Keep this going, your own timing. You can do this with one arm if you prefer. Opposite arm to front leg. This can be a wonderful experience to stretch the right side of the spine with your left leg forward and strengthen it as you come up. Again, you can get rid of the weights of the arms if this is too much on your back. I know some of you are really struggling with forward bends, so be careful. Just keep this going your own timing. Do this around 6 times. When you come out of the forward bend, move your arms first if you can, align with the ears. And taking that break between each round, just to slowly warm up. Come back to that sama, that balance, that beginning before you initiate the next round. You close the door before you open it again. It's a nice way to practice. Makes it a bit more mindful. We're going to do one more and then stay. You do not have to stay. If it doesn't feel comfortable, you can keep it moving. Within the stay, you can add some movement to create more sukha, more comfort. Inhale, extend the spine and sthiti. Get the rib cage forward. On the thigh, exhale, release. This can help stretch the lower back more. Getting it nice and long on the thigh and then release forward. When you feel comfortable, then stay. For those of you with a bit of a twist in your spine, you might try twisting to one side. So I'm twisting to my left now. I feel that stretch in my right body. If your tightness is more in the left, you might twist to the right. These are variations for scoliosis and other imbalances of the spine that can cause pain. And when you're ready, slowly coming up, stepping back, and doing all this on the other side. This pose is called Parshbot Uttanasana. So one of the meanings of Parshva is not just lateral bending, but also one side at a time, asymmetric posing. Inhale, arms coming up front if possible to work with the lower back more than the upper back. Exhale, coming forward, drawing up from the pelvic floor up to the belly button. Bending that front knee as needed, using blocks, keeping the head lifted if there's any eye or heart issues. Inhale, moving the arms first, in line with the ears. You can also do this to a chair. Exhale, release. Keep this going 4 to 6 times and then stay. Your own timing. Noticing the breath linked to the movement. Pausing between inhale and exhale. Inhale, chest to belly. Exhale, belly to chest. And you can use just one arm, opposite arm to front leg, or same. And after 4 to 6 times, you're going to stay at the bottom. Just finding your pose. You can keep it moving if this is not comfortable, up and down, or a half movement of sthiti. Inhale, extend again. I like to draw that ribcage forward to get a nice stretch through the lower back. Exhale, forward bend. Keep easing into the pose this way. This is used to help extend or lengthen the spine. And when you feel ready, just staying and breathing. Again, how would it feel to twist to one side? Feel that in the opposite hip, lower back. Or to the other side, get more into the groin, the inner thigh. Just notice which one your body mind is calling you to. Notice through the breath which one gives you ease and comfort. Long, smooth breathing, relaxed mind. And then coming up, we're just going to come up without too much effort, without the arms. And coming back, having a little bit of reprieve from our storm right now, some sun. For those of you in Vancouver who are probably having the same experience right now. Notice how the weight perhaps is on both of your feet more now than it was at the beginning of the class. Just checking in. Inhale, extend, pulling up. Exhale, bend, feeling your feet, feeling your pelvis. All right, so we're going to move into Trikonasana, Parshbot variation, stepping your feet apart, whatever's comfortable, or if you want to make it a little more refined, you could try to make that an equilateral triangle by having your feet about one leg width apart, so your choice on that. We'll start with the feet parallel. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, coming to the side. Just notice where you feel this. Might be more the upper back than the lower back at this point. Inhale up, exhale side. So this is working with asana-s. That pendulum movement back and forth in the gut. Samana means to balance. Asana-s creates equilibrium in the digestive system and also the heat in the body. Helps balance our experience of feeling hot and cold, or thermostat. It's right there in the gut. Now you could do this against a wall, which can feel really nice. Very, very gentle, this starting point. I really like doing it with the feet parallel because it makes you use the torso more. You're not going into the hips very much. You don't have that release valve of the hips to help you go down further. And this is the foundation of the pose, is this movement, these triangles we're making with our body. Okay, now we're going to work on one side. So exhale, release your hands down. We're going to turn out your left foot, I'm mirroring you, and your right foot you could angle in or not, heel to heel alignment or heel to arch. I like to angle my other foot in to give me more freedom in my hips, which tend to be tight. That's up to you. Inhale, arms coming up, shoulder height. Exhale, coming to your side. Now at this point, you're drawing your right hip back, your left hip back, and you're going down a bit more. Now keep those shoulders aligned if you can. Inhale, coming up. So you're drawing that front hip back, and the back hip is drawing back, and then it opens slightly. This is a lot of core work as well. You're hanging in space away from the center line, and that's activating your moolah, or your core, a lot. And that core strength is so important for lower back health. You're probably feeling this now more into your lower back because we added the hips, and the hips are connected to the lower back. Probably feeling your lower back a little bit more on that right side. If it's comfortable, you're going to stay here. Now you might need some support. You can put your hand on your shin, for example, or on a block. And keep your shoulders aligned. And the reason I'm giving you that cue is there's a tendency to go forward and then do it from here, which is really not the integrity of the pose. It's all about these triangles. Triangle under my arm here, triangle between my legs, creating a bigger triangle from my top hand to my left foot, my right foot. Finding all those triangles. When you're ready, coming up. Exhale, feet parallel. Inhale, opening. Exhale, take a break. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, drawing that back hip back, front hip back. That back hip eventually will open a bit to find your first Trikonasana, Parshbot variation. And just going up and down your own timing now. Now that back arm, I forgot to mention, you can put it on your lower back or hip, palm down or up, if you want to get rid of some of that weight, or work on aligning the shoulders. It might feel better for your body to get rid of that top arm. So just play with that. Do this in your own timing, your own breath pattern. Doing it 4 to 6 times. Notice any discrepancies on sides. This one again, really working that QL, quadratus lumborum, that lower back to hip connection. Brings our body side to side. And notice all the work you're having to use in your core to come up and down. So again, your core is not as strong or your lower back is bothering you. Get rid of the arms and just move with the torso to your place and maybe just slide your hands down. Use the leg for support. So you can modify that way. We're going to stay in the pose now. This is not accessible, just go up and down still. Cues I've already given. Try to align those shoulders. Again, you can get rid of that back arm and rotate that shoulder back. Find those triangles. You might be feeling a stretch in your hamstrings as well. This is a way actually of stretching into the hamstrings. So if you have a tight hamstring, you'll be feeling it now. Draw that belly in as you exhale. Maybe going down a bit more each time. And inhale, coming up with or without the arms. Exhale, release. Okay, so I'm getting warm. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to take a layer off. Sun has come up. We haven't seen it in days here in Garden Bay, so very nice on the Sunshine Coast to see the sun. We're going to do something more sama now, more balanced. Uttanasana, inhale, arms coming up from the front if you can, sides modification. Exhale, forward bend, extending nice and long through the upper back and drawing the belly in from the pelvic floor up to the belly button. You are rounding your spine. I'm bending my knees to protect my lower back, but you don't have to. Release the neck and shoulders if you don't have heart or eye issues. Inhale, moving the arms in line with the ears. So move the arms first, come through Ardha Uttanasana, half forward bend to full Tadasana. Exhale, Samastiti. Just keep this going your own timing. You can skip this last part, this rest in between if you like. You can make it harder by interlocking the fingers. This can also actually be therapeutic if
If you have one side of your upper back that's a little shorter than the other, it can help even that out. It's very helpful for scoliosis of the upper spine. I'm going to show that version, and I'm just going to go up and down without some stitching in between. So I add that once my spine feels warmed up enough. It's harder not having that rest. And sometimes I give that rest also just for a mindful moment, because it keeps you more in your body. Take that break in between each round. You can come all the way down, halfway down to a chair. Could be seated in a chair doing this. Just remembering all those modifications. After doing 4 to 6 times, staying in the full pose, feet apart or together. You can do some stitchy. Your hands could be on blocks or chair. Inhale, arching the spine, lengthening. Exhale, keep that length as you draw the belly in, and then release neck and shoulders forward. Feel how that inhale lengthens the spine. And then exhale, can keep that length in the upper spine as you draw the belly in from pelvic floor up. And then maybe staying in the pose, hands beside the feet, hands in front of you, holding the big toes. Decompressing the spine. This is great for stenosis, vertebrae, a little more compressed. Degenerative disc disease, also compression. These things happen when we age in any event for most of us. So trying to decompress the lower back can be very helpful. Creating some space. Relaxing for the mind, head lower than the heart, semi-inversion, down regulating nervous system, blood pressure, heart rate. When you're ready, gradually coming up, very slowly. Inhale halfway up. I'm bending my knees for support, hands on my thighs. Exhale, stay. Inhale, coming up. This is just to help the nervous system, blood pressure, etc., just regulate coming out of that slowly. It's quite a change. Head on top of you to below you. It's just be mindful. And now again, feel your feet. You have one hip, one side of your lower back, a little bit more pain. Generally, are you feeling that foot, that leg a bit more? So for me, it's on this side. So I'm feeling that whole leg going at about this point in the practice. So notice if that's also the case for you. There isn't a good word for. All right. Activation. Okay, so I have to decide what to do now. I will go one more step with our standing poses. All right, pose, the peak pose. I wasn't sure if I was going to go here, but I'm here. Stepping your feet nice and wide apart. And you're going to turn your left foot out. Your right foot can be at a right angle. That's considered classical by Mr. Iyengar. I'm not sure about other people. And the other, that foot, I like to angle it in because of my knee. So your choice on that. Heel to heel alignment or heel to arch. You're going to bend that front knee towards your toes. And because of the weight, you might want to align your knee with your ankle just to create a bit more stability for that knee. That is an issue for you. So that's the purpose of that alignment. Just gives a bit more safety if there's any issues there. So you're going to inhale, you're going to bring your arms up. This is with straight legs. You're going to exhale, bend that front knee and find a warrior two position. Inhale here. Exhale, release. We'll just do that a few times. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend that knee. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, we're going to add a side bend to the other side. Inhale. Exhale, stay. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Lots of breathing variations on this particular vinyasa. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to try it this time with an inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Warrior two. Inhale, side bend to the other side. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I'm going to go to the full Parshbot now. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend that knee and come to the side. Now that lower arm depends on you, how far you want it down. Inhale, extend that top arm. Exhale, hand to the sky. Inhale through your warrior two up to standing, looking front. And exhale, release. So now the vision is just facing front, eventually up or down. Inhale. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, extend that side bend. Exhale, hand to the sky, perhaps open that front hip. Inhale, coming up through your warrior two to standing. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, extend. Exhale to the sky. Inhale through your warrior two and up. And exhale, release. The next one we're going to stay. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. If it's comfortable, staying here. So find your pose. If it's not comfortable, go up and down. Try to align those shoulders if you can. You can get rid of that back arm to help with. It's a great way to get that in your body. And that top arm, have it be an extension of your leg, your torso and your leg in one long line. While opening that hip, this is also a hip opening pose. When you're ready, coming out of it. In your own time, exhale, center. Take a rest, getting ready for the other side. When you look at your feet, bending that front knee, just kind of finding your alignment in your body, and then moving into the breath. Inhale, arms up. Starting with our warrior two vinyasa. Exhale. We're going to keep with this breath pattern. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms up, shoulder height. Exhale, bend that knee over the ankle, find your warrior two, perhaps your drishti, your middle finger. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, side bend. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, release. Now going into the full Parshbot. Inhale. Exhale through your warrior two to side angle. Inhale, extend that angle. Exhale, hand to the sky. Inhale through your warrior two and up. Exhale, release. 3 more times. Inhale. And we're going to stay. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, and then we'll stay. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now stay here. If this top arm is too much, again, adjust it. Down or up. Try to align those shoulders. Keep up high as needed. You can have a chair here. You can use a wall, ledge. Or deepen it. When you're ready, coming up, out, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Walking your feet together, hip width apart. I'm going to do our forward bend from here, Uttanasana. Inhale, I'm going to bring the arms sides. I'm going to do a bit more devotional practice here. Exhale. Inhale, coming up. We're going to add Suryaya Namaha. Suryaya Namaha. Surya is the sun. Going up with that radiance as you inhale. Suryaya Namaha. Last round. Suryaya Namaha. Staying in your forward bend. Coming down to the floor. Child's pose, if that's appropriate for you, or lying your back, knees to chest, if that just doesn't work for you. There's the transition to come onto your back. So stay there as long as you like. I'm going to go onto my back right away. Bring my knees into Apanasana. Inhale, knees away. Exhale, knees towards. I'm going to do this without the hands to ensure that I'm using my mula to move my legs, the Apana region, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in. And the hands just give a small pull at the end. Most of the work is done with what we would call the core. Pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in. Hold after exhale. Inhale away, and I'm not using my hands to make sure I'm using the Apana to move my legs. Holding after exhale, 2 to 4 seconds. Starting to exhale before you start to move, which also activates the core. When you're ready, adding Urdhva Prasarita Padasana. Exhale, just Apanasana, or adding a bit more work, touching the toes down as you exhale. On the hold after exhale, drawing your knees in, or perhaps you're still exhaling. I'm going to do this without my hands on my knees. On the exhale, inhale, extend long. You can do this one leg at a time. You can do this with one foot on the ground, one leg at a time, or you can make it harder, both legs, and extending out a little bit on that exhale, and then drawing in. Last time. Stretching the legs out. Got my feet at the wall, you don't have to. I'm using this as a reference point for my scoliosis. Is very helpful to have that. But for some of you, that is not an issue. Walking your feet to your left. I'm mirroring you here so you can see me a bit better in little steps. Now I like to cross that outer foot on top of the inner one to keep that hip down. And then bringing my shoulders to the side. You can also just stay like this, as my teachers in India do. I like to also work the upper back. And this is our theme today. You can really feel that QL now, quadratus lumborum. I'm going to hold my arms on top, holding opposite elbows. You could hold your arms any way you like, and just breathe here, stay. After you've stayed 4 to 6 breaths, uncross everything. Inhale, come to the center. Find your Tadaka Mudra pose. And then, or Suptasana, as my friend Mike calls it. I actually like that name quite a bit. And supine asana. And then coming to the center, I actually think that's a good name when you're not adding the arms and the mudra. Bring your feet to the other side, to your right, and cross your outside foot on top of the inner one to keep that inner hip down, or outer hip, I suppose you might think. This guy, I'm touching, that would be your left hip. Bringing my shoulders over to the right as well, holding the elbows or the hands, or don't add the upper body, just keep it neutral. And breathe here. And feel this into the hip and perhaps the lower back. This is also working with the IT band a bit. Helps with de-rotating hips. Might be rotating to your right. You might be feeling this in your rib cage as well. You're ready, releasing. Just doing our last counter pose. Exhale, knees to chest. Inhale, extend up to the sky. Exhale, knees to chest. Inhale, extend out to the Tadaka Mudra. Keep this going, or just leave your legs up to the sky, or go between Apanasana, knee to chest, and legs to the sky. Just lying here for a minute. As we close, you can just keep lying there. I'm going to come up to seated. So time has come to an end. You may lie longer. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Hari. Namaste. Thank you very much.